Ludas non factum est, sol invictus!
Seluna, Our Lady of Silver. Oh, I think I'm fermenting from the inside out.
Inaccessus.
True soul. Absolute. What do they mean? Ugh, that smell. What is it? Odd. Seluna, the Moon Maiden. Disappointment and longing. This place knew only the sour stench of fear. Her fingers flexed against her thigh, coiled with tension, longing. Look at that. She doesn't have to be trustworthy to be useful. A bright wave of delight. It sniffed back and... concern. Is there a dead tadpole in that jar? He paused, looked down at my eye as it sank into the mud, and recoiled slightly. Leviatar, a goddess who thrives on pain. This book must be for her followers.
Precis alia, fero, horribilissumus.
There's no getting past those vines. The ritual was thorough. With that, she fluttered into the air, setting off at a determined pace. It's fine. We did the right thing, so let's keep moving. We should check it out. But be careful. Timask and torch stalks. Great. At least we're safe now. That's all that matters.
Cubio vertus licet!
She flexed her great shoulders and lunged. I'm still wondering about the dead drow. Looks like we're in Eltergard, east of the city of Baldur's Gate, Myconids. That explains the voices. What's a fort like this doing in the Underdark? Then we'll stay out of this cultist trouble and worry about our own. That odd staff might be of interest to Gale.
Non fit endura.
Because I knew that damn tadpole was crawling around in my skull.
By the exile, what was that?
But I wasn't her master. The fog lifted and a low growl bubbled from the back of her throat.
Sphaera mortis.
The crab writhed in horror as I ripped its shell away. Its raw, twisted abdomen squirmed.
Ve victis.
His eyes flicked to mine for an instant, then away, as if it hurt to look at me. But if it's a symptom of the tadpole squirmed in my mind. It seemed sated.
Incertus! Pulcher imperio!
The bear was exhausted, but relieved. She greeted me with a contented rumble. It prodded the other items in my bag, as if considering their potential as new homes.
Nulla salus.
Burned from the inside out. Must have been our warlock friend. Looks ready to break at a touch. Barrel stalk, bloated with poison. Better leave it be.
Ut ventus!
By Eldath, the quiet one. All turmoil is calmed.
Resisto acidum, crescite undo.
With dull insistence, it tried to scuttle away. I was huge, a predator. That's curious. Doesn't do anything.
Ad maiorum de gloriam.
These fungal spores are everywhere. So this is what honesty gets you. Consider my lesson learned.
Fronti nulla fides.
I realised the crab needed water, fast. It would die without it. A beautiful glaive. So why does touching it give me a knot in my stomach? Finally free. I must find my kin.
Resisto acidum.
A gemstone, glittering in the dark. Brightness of deep thought and far-seeing. Brightness to blind. The bear blinked at me in surprise. With a small huff, she settled back onto her haunches.
Ugh, damn!
And I heard what you said. You pray to Shah, the goddess of darkness. I wager that blade has a mighty enchantment. Gale could tell me more. Rage suffused the air around the rat.
Stultissime!
I pictured the Feywild in its colourful glory, the joy of all seasons flourishing at once. Either way, we're lucky to be in a cell, not a grave. Let's find a way out of here.
Vita mortis cario. Blacketh's crown, what was that?
The crab landed next to a pouch of hamster feed. It immediately recoiled. After what mind flayers have done to us, we can't exactly brag. Hag can't have gone far. Freshly turned soil shifted beneath my feet as I approached the grave. Looks like an ambush. A clumsy one. Whatever made those tracks seems to be in here.
Virtus et scientia.
No point in worrying about the future when I could change that future. I would change that future.
Afferve.
Someone else got out.
Veni et juva me.
The bird hopped impatiently. What are these for? Are those drow? Did those Dwagar do this?
Veritas. Credo. Oculus.
The light over Seluna should be pure. not red.
Precis alia fero.
She tilted her head curiously. She didn't seem to know it. That's the symbol of the Absolute. Marked in blood.
Faccio voco fere.
The wolf was focused on the gentle movement of the pool, shutting out the commotion of the grove. Who knows what will happen in the chaos of a fight? We'll decide when the moment comes.
Stupefaccio.
The boar squealed in outrage and shuffled its trotters, ready to flee or charge.
Resaccio. Voco flagella.
Are they all like this? It's gone. I felt so strong. Where did that come from?
Dissolve.
Not now. Come and see me when we make camp. Eyes on our targets. We'll take out the leaders and be gone fast. With a flick of his tail, he ran away, urging me to follow him.
Curculus mortis.
True soul. Absolute. What were they raving on about? I'm far beyond ogre ears. If that Selûnite amulet is really God-touched, Gale would want to see it. She gave a great yawn and settled back down to sleep. At least we're in one piece. For now.
Corpora sana.
Interplanar flora. They're brewing something.
Diure.
Compassion. A dead tongue. Whoever worshipped here must be long gone. All I had to do was turn the tables. Cage the creature before it caged me.
Bene curator.
That's sorted. Let's go talk to the priestess. Were they heading to the druid's grove? Either way, we're lucky to be in a cell, not a grave. Let's find a way out of here.
Dementote. Veritas. Credo. Oculus.
Moon Maiden's teachings. But why hidden back here? And what's this symbol? I'm not in the habit of helping vermin. Hopefully, it won't return to bite. Those boots look quite special. Something for you, perhaps, Gale? An ordinary lamp. Not a trace of magic on it.
Aridissimus. Intactilis sum. For real. Ad lapidem.
I don't think we'll see Astarion again. That hunter's no joke. I warned you, flesh bag. You'd better run. Gods, that thing is massive!
Frange.
Suitable enough? Blackith dealt with Tiamat. We deal with this.
For real. Tormentum.
Not getting back in that thing. Everyone has secrets, but I thought you'd trust me. Maybe I was wrong. Strage, is this to be our fate?
What? What happened?
These true souls are something else. With that kind of power, they could tear Faerun to pieces. Sounds like trouble. No way to ignite these. Strange. Baldur's Gate. A port city, no? Famed along the entire Sword Coast. I saw the slaughter of the tieflings again, but through her eyes. The delight of blood. The symphony of screams. My lips set in a cruel smile. If we can wield those creatures' powers, what comes next? We transform.
Omnia mutantor. Confusio.
I caught Astarion trying to drink my blood last night. I drove him off, though. We won't see him again. Just a trick, surely. We're being toyed with. I bet he broke that tiefling's nose. Friendly place. I tried to break through, but its mind was impenetrable. With a last surge of defiance, it slapped my efforts away. Dead. By our own kin's hand.
Treme. Precis. Alia. Fero.
There, in the cage.
Propria.
I tried to connect to let him know he wasn't alone, but he twisted like a snake.
Minimus.
Strange times, strange bedfellows. Not a pleasant thought, but our reality nonetheless. Wait, true souls are infected like us? Why do they think they're talking to a god?
Risus abundat. Kaido. Flagilo.
Yes, not very noble of us, was it? I don't want to make a habit of grave robbing. Strange face, but same heart. Pumping blood and strength and fury. I saw him descending into the hatch, surrounded by safe, comfortable darkness. If we're in agreement, then we should get moving. Chuck. A cheap trick. First came ice. Shivers from top to toe as I explored her. We travel together. That makes it my business. It's bloated with poison. Better leave it be.
Glacius.
Several spiders rested in the rear of the crevice.
Voco potentia. Spira mortis.
The bear gave a long, inquiring sniff before settling back onto her haunches. His fingers were warm against my cheek, Softer than I expected. There's no forging without fire.
Ex textura.
Some bloody help.
Invisibilis.
He would chase the demons out, but only when Master Howson gave the word. I wonder where they were going. I don't want to know what that is.
Espride me.
Looks a bit worse for wear. Perhaps I can patch it up. I don't see one. Seluna's dogs would never put her sigil in the dark. Necklace matches the sigil in that cave. The Harpers were busy. Then came fire, as her fingers raced up and down my back, seeking more. Long ago, maybe.
Omnian mutantor.
Must be the tree from the note to Korga. What's that cleft there? It reminded the body of something. The memory of a cold tomb, with danger lurking in the shadows. Agitated clacking choked my thoughts. The spiders skittered about, more nervous than before. The goblins will be out for blood after what happened at the grove.
Resisto, pallidamos.
Ugh. I don't feel too good. What did that druid scratch me with? Excellent armour. Strange place to find it.
Cum mortuis in lingua mortua.
This place is a blister of corruption.
Ignis.
It's a nice horn, but useless now.
Inficio.
This alliance will dissolve when it needs to. No point in getting worked up over it. Moon Maiden's grace. It's open. So many dead, but no signs of a struggle. What happened here? They're not attacking. Must think I'm one of them. The growl deepened into one reserved for another predator. And she lunged. Poor creature. I hope it can follow my scent to camp. I've got the plans and the Sousa bark. Now I need somewhere to craft it all. Funny thing, prophecy. All grand destiny, but no advice on how to actually achieve it. I hear fighting. Trouble's not over yet. Yikes. Don't disturb a half-ogre in the making.
Intactilis sum.
Gustas dulcis. Non compos mentis. Barrel stalks. Full of poison. The Myconid will release it if threatened. Wouldn't wish that fate on anyone. I'm not going to be eating mushrooms for a long while after this.
Vavero.
Dead. Seems these true souls have their limits. Locked. Let's find another way in. Such a rush to tell everyone our business. The tiefling prayed to my patron, Kellenvor. Instantly, I knew what was in his heart.
Dolor.
She was serious. Even she seemed surprised. She was attracted to me. So much for honesty. Our healer turned into a jailer pretty quickly once she heard about the tadpole. I suppose she's dead either way. We can debate more later.
Fiat voluntas Dei.
Odd. I feel better.
Mother of lusts, what was that?
Now that's dedication. Where the hells are we? Surprised this hay hasn't gone up in flames yet. Sword in a hat. Wonder whose?
Quodico face.
My skull pounded in response to the prisoner's white-hot stare. Her lips didn't move, yet I heard her voice.
Ha!
Hells. That's some first impression you've made. By the exile. Gone again. Magic-eaten flowers as a light source. Ingenious.
Ubies. Faccio voco fere.
For the best. Death is too good for it.
Fiat lux.
They spoke of the absolute. Same as that goblin, Saza. Curious.
Vita mortis cario.
Looks like someone wanted to bury their secrets.
Vincit qui patito.
Reeks of mugwort. Tastes terrible, but makes some useful potions.
Hostium munera.
Plue. Tuskva. Best to watch my step. A calm night in the deep dark should have lulled me to sleep. Yet my eyes wouldn't close. The arrangement of the moons can't be an accident.
Fronti nulla fides. Mortem tuum sum.
Looks like a shrine to Seluna over there. Didn't take you for a percussionist.
In nocte concilium.
This was the child that had vanished right in front of me before. That drow cow might have bits of magic lingering inside it. Any thoughts, Gale?
What in the hells? Get back!
What did he expect would happen? Clever. Food is dispensed for anyone wearing this collar. Let's hope the locals are friendly. We'll be careful around the camp. Let's get moving. These Selunite words do nothing. No point in debating what's already done. Let's go on ahead.
Faccio voco fere!
Here rests Moon Mistress Larina, founder of the Selunite settlements along the Chionthar. They didn't want to surrender their valuables. Even after death, the fear gave way to relief. The peace pool, A cure. Even the beast did not bite there.
Take me with you.
These are Sharan weapons. I would recognize the Night Singer's blades anywhere.
Stabilio. Voco potentia.
Scuttle.
Esto perpetua.
I felt giant mushrooms. I've never seen anything like them. Doesn't work.
Minimus.
I know we need to find a healer, but staying here is risky. Shadow druids at work. And this Korga is their newest recruit.
Crescatskientia.
Good thing we arrived when we did. It made all the difference.
Venustior. Tuas nihil.
He licked blood and dirt from his paws, acknowledging my presence with a low growl. And yet another. Hardly the warmest of welcomes. What is this liquid? It gave a final anxious snort, then bolted away, one by one. The spiders retreated to the rear of the crevice, lulled by my crooning anticipation. She was testing me somehow, about Raphael. Damn these imps. I need to reach the transponder. Cozy fire.
Obedi me. Inaccessus.
Why are all the buildings on this plane so broken? What do they do with them?
Lagilo.
Must have belonged to Lenore's dog. Never thought I'd ever walk in on a bugbear and an ogre. Seluna, mother of tides. Long ride down. Is this the Underdark? Someone's in trouble. Sounds like coin to me. No, those valuables were gathering dust. If not us, someone else would have taken them. Seluna, Our Lady of Silver. A pause, and then the flicker of a tongue across my neck.
Evanesco. Mors animae. Impero tibi. Te absolvo.
What's that?
Punge.
It's a wretched cesspool of vice and immorality. And it's rather fun. Wyvern poison goes well with wine, or so I hear.
Ale me.
Here lies Cannon. He gave his life defending others. He will be missed. This isn't really the time.
Kudo.
Half this drow's body is crushed. Must have fallen from pretty high up. The corpse mentioned a key. This must be the one. Best to stay clear, or be ready for a fight. Huh? Where's Minsk? And Boo? More of those wretched things.
Macteva tute.
I wonder why this one isn't working. Never resting. Never trusting. Tired feet and eyes always watching. The bird hopped around the nest excitedly, grateful that it was still intact. I hear shouting up ahead. Dead. By her own kin's hand.
Mortalis.
Those dreams and our tadpoles are tied together. Should we really keep using this power?
Maya. Fortio.
Looks like a beast came through here. A big one, too. The bear lazily opened her eyes and nodded in gratitude.
Magis amica veritas.
Arguing about it won't solve anything. Let's go. Broken, but nothing I can't fix. That's Jurgle, scribe of the dead. Didn't think anyone still worshipped him. These are the goblins we need to kill. This could take all day. He was as voracious now as he was gentle before. He pulled me in tight, his tongue seeking mine.
Virtus et scientia.
The ox's hooves stamped the ground, longing to trample any goblin in sight.
Voscuro ad vitam aeternum.
He's gone. There's no point in fighting over it.
Risum teniatis. Incende. Scio. Didici. Pecto.
Yes. If we hadn't taken those valuables, someone else would have. Scorched ground. Better watch out.
Video veritatum.
Agony burst behind my eyes, and the whole world went dark. Seems the future's looking better than we thought. Closer. I need to get closer.
Ire et dolor.
Does that mean the whole cult's after us? That's not good. Sounds like we have a lot more tadpoles to deal with than we thought. I dug through the rock pile, but found no trace of the boy. I'll need a flame hot enough for forging.
Resaccio. Te ad stringo linguam.
I reckon those warriors holding the bridge can be fought off, if it comes to that.
Clausus. Non movere.
Obedi me.
Resisto mortem. Voco muras.
Damn gnolls are everywhere.
Aridissimus.
I stashed the bag. Something clinked among the coins. Will tensed, then relaxed. His lips were softer, and his kiss gentler than I'd expected.
Intelligente pauca.
I wonder the shoddy wall hasn't already collapsed.
Parabellum. Eacto te.
No, I don't think I did. You're not telling me the whole truth, Devilkin. Am I in the hells? Enough fairy tales for one day, in any case. A religion, or a cult, all influenced by their absolute.
Ira morbidus, abuno disque omnes.
Time to get this thing fired up. That's locked for a reason. Let's not disturb it.
Esto perpetua.
The tadpole writhed. My mind suddenly reeled as if bitten and then dropped to her knees.
Venenum.
Still nothing. Someone forgot to oil their equipment. Everything here is rusted to the hells and back. The crab froze in terror as I approached it again. Good. Let's go find that priestess. No more prayers. Only silence and dust. It's a fine haul, and we earned it. Damn! Some of these mushrooms are illusions. Whatever killed those gnolls might be nearby. Careful. I doubt it will bring us to the astral. It's a creche we need.
Resurges.
Well, he's gone now. For better or for worse. I realised he prayed to Kelemvor as he expected to soon perish and face the Lord of Death's judgment.
Vita mortis cario pulcrior.
I realised the crab needed water, fast. It would die without it.
Maledicteas.
Tuskvar. This cannot, must not be our fate. A dragon rider. Machina hunting. Blood will be spilled.
Fronti nulla fides.
Be ready. Whoever, or whatever, did this could be close. A scrying eye. Best not do anything suspicious while it's watching. Something over there. Fresh water. There must be a settlement somewhere nearby. What was... Never mind. The necromancy of Thay. Ominous. But Gale might find it useful.
Mors incurta vita curtissima. Frange.
Those two must have history. Green blouse, brown hair. That must be Miri.
Schio didici pecto.
Flame walking and god killing. A story for the ages, I reckon. And it's about us.
Vita mortis cario.
Not sure what the other mushrooms are. Our minds fused. Lusting for something that was... gone. I approached the dying monster. This was the thing that had abducted me. Inscrutable markings. The crab wriggled miserably as it hit the bottom of my bag with a wet thunk. It's trying to escape!
Veritas credo oculus. Dum vita est, spes est.
Leave.
Signum acenum, incommodum, corpora sana, ocio.
Oh, hells. Something just woke up. The mind flayer was already half dead. It probably just lost control. The ox snorted. She knew how to handle danger.
Perure, irretio inspira.
Susabark. A rare commodity. The crab snapped its claws at me in defiant outrage. To summon those vines. The power's impressive. Fireplace isn't real. What's hidden behind it?
Et alabi.
I hear shouting. Someone needs help. Such beauty. Such power.
Efferve.
Where, A prophecy about people falling from the sky. Could it really be about us? None of our concern, then. A creche should be our target. There's tunnels everywhere. Who would dig these? And why here?
Mortem tuum sum.
The wolf bared his teeth. I wasn't part of his pack either. Dead drow and some skeletons. I wonder what happened. What's done is done. Arguing won't change anything. Every breath, every blink proved exhausting. A long day awaited me. Bunch of empty boxes and spider webs. Guess Lolth's cultists haven't been back here in a while. The hermit crab had stayed deep in its shell since we left the swamp. It's lovely.
Tonitrus.
My skull ached before I could take a step, and I was the creature. I felt her irritation and indignity. The poor creature was on the brink of death, but there was still time. It's time we had a talk with her. Don't you think? The body was still. Sounds like the goblins are celebrating. They'll be easy to cut down. After dragons and Gith and the hells themselves conspiring to kill me. Stupid. You won't last long here. Noisy flesh bag. What is the creature doing to those corpses?
Mostua vita mea.
The heat coming off that door. Opening it could spell trouble.
Fiat lux.
No, I don't care how desperate we are. Looting tombs is wrong. Astarion, Where'd he go?
It's a city, dolt. I need to get there.
The poison is too much. It's too late.
Maya, Fortior!
I felt the ox's excitement. She was ready for the road beneath her hooves, the wind on her back.
Venenum.
This parasite lets us control other people. I thought it was supposed to kill us. A splinter of ice worked its way into my mind.
That?
Or we've just prolonged its misery.
Umbrai!
Scratch marks on the floor. This crevice was empty, save a bit of dust.
Obedi me, invisibilis!
My kin's dragons should be savouring this kill. I felt a shock of agony as the mind flayer cut through my defences, piercing my mind.
Plue, secretium brarum.
I don't know what I slept on, but my neck's killing me.
Gela.
I was one with my assailants. Our minds fused together. They were frightened, lost, killed without a mark. Who the hells does she serve? The poison's staying with us then. For the best. I pity anyone caught by those things. We were lucky to get out with the loot. I'm exhausted. Better find somewhere to camp soon.
Incommodum, resaccio, morio.
So Orlando knew all of this would happen. Let's hope he saw a happy ending then. My skull pounded in response to the prisoner's white-hot stare. Her lips didn't move, yet I heard her voice. Something tore right through these people. They didn't stand a chance. Are we really going to let these goblins walk all over us? What a crude teleportation mechanism. But it's a simple way to the Underdark.
Get it! Not this time!
Huh? Where's Lae'zel? My intrusion jolted the bear from sleep. No consideration this time. No warnings. She roared. The size of that thing looks so much bigger when it's flying above you.
Faccio voco fere!
Looks like a spider man decapitating a mind flayer. Someone got creative.
Ex textura!
Strange coin. Wonder what it's worth. Another. A mere hatchling could do finer work.
Ira et dolor!
We'll prove him wrong.
Schio didici pecto!
Shouldn't do that right now. Her thoughts remained close to me. What rotten hell did this tart spring from? My stomach aches. Wonder who was inside. No point in squabbling further. Let's move on. How many are there?
Efferve! Eactote!
Her eyes narrowed. She'd been expecting someone else. Someone familiar. Good. Let's slay the fiend and save some souls. A cave. I mislike this stone sky. Too easy for quarry to hide.
Frange!
The tadpole was tampered with. That complicates matters. Now where'd he go?
Stupefaccio!
Selûnite drivel. Must be connected with that chest. It bears the same symbol. The Zentarim. Mercenaries and cutthroats. Useful friends, if you can afford them. Everyone needs a piece of hope to cling to. At least we have this one.
Fulgor!
Unless this Orlando also wrote a primer on alien tadpole removal, I say we keep moving. Dying might be better than turning into a mind flayer. Deep gnome make. But the design is anything but. What was this fort? As the horn sounded, howls and guttural war cries responded from the edge of the forest. Well, if everything's pre-written, nothing can go wrong then, right?
Ariske!
The rat's ears twitched in interest. The creatures clutched the pouch possessively. I had no doubt. A spider egg was nestled within. A primitive tool. Useful nonetheless. Wait, why did my collar just vibrate? Oh, Corellan star! That is grotesque. I awoke in pain. My back, my hands, even my tongue ached. But then she felt a warm swell of embarrassment.
Tornitrus!
Curious. Finally, I can think again. There's got to be another way in. Shouldn't take long to fix. Hope it doesn't see us. Text is too faded. Doesn't tell me who was worshipped here. A dead language. Something ancient must have been worshipped here. Mind flayer machinery. Better watch what I touch. Best we keep an eye out for more signs of this tampering. Let's get going.
Magis amica veritas.
Some kind of tank? My words fell on deaf ears. The creature's hold on them was too strong. Perhaps it's best to stop debating in mixed company.
Diminuote! Resisto!
Careful. Even the mushrooms down here can't be trusted. Only one serving for me, I guess.
Occhio!
A lot of effort to hide one sarcophagus. Well, after you. I couldn't make sense of what he was saying. Good work. Thought we had a fight on our hands.
Espridae me.
The stone's less worn here. Recently uncovered, the captive's mouth was still, yet her voice was clear. The growl petered out into a whine at the mention of the name. Her eyes widened at my tale as she listened intently. Lae'zel held my gaze, searching for signs of weakness. I didn't spot anything out of the ordinary.
Dissera.
The bear blinked at me in surprise, before she reared back and roared.
UBS.
It fits! Oh, hells. Owlbear eggshells. An unhatched one would fetch quite a price. Leviatar. Sounds like a violent goddess. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw the child move through the rocks. A mind flayer. No intention of letting that happen.
Quadico fake.
Let's just stay out of the myconid's business. That looks sturdy.
Ah.
A scrying eye. Or whatever's left of it. I had better watch your back then.
Stultissime.
Smells like burnt flesh in here.
Gigans.
Hag's curse, I guess.
Non movere.
Broken. Pitiful.
Mos incurta vita curtissima.
Here lies Aradin. He yearned for glory and adventure. And he got it. Hell surrounded me, flames licking at my body. The tadpole in my head convulsed. His lips were softer, and his kiss gentler than I'd expected. Glad to hear we're not becoming a band of smugglers. We'll make sure it gets back to its owner.
Ira!
These webs are everywhere. Calm yourself. They're survivors, not soldiers. The boar invited me to join it in the pool. The waters cooled the strongest passions.
Expello te!
Let's see what those harpies were hoarding. This power is ours to command. Those dreams don't matter.
Amicus animales.
Another brain.
Parabellum!
The crab shrunk into its shell, claws giving a lethargic click. The crab stayed hidden in its shell, using a claw to block the opening.
Silentium! Manos potentis paro!
Myconids. Just as I thought. The needle seesawed back and forth, plucking the nerve like a harp-string.
Schio, didici, pecto.
The spiders scattered. I felt their panic. The beloved was taken.
Pulso.
Damp stone and darkness. Is this the Underdark? I can't fit through here. Wonder if there's another way in. It may not be the best idea.
Tempestos.
Oh, God spare me. Why did I think eating a second one was a good idea? It didn't respond. The spell's magic was spent. Long as they're not here, I'm happy.
Dolor.
What creatures live in waters this dark?
Esto perpetua. Configo!
Ah yes, goblins. Known for their reliability, honour, and excellent body odour.
Seco! Occhio!
Not much point in arguing further. The damn thing's stuck in us either way. Damn knots!
Detono!
It had taken age to hack through all this. It's planting animating spores. It means to raise the dead. Mushrooms. Poisonous, if memory serves. The rat sniffed the chest, then leapt in, tail twitching gratefully. Through her eyes I saw myself, skin glistening with sweat, hands bound. Ecstasy. Or terror. Maybe both. Hells! That might be worth a look. This trunk's rotten. Shouldn't put too much weight on it. I would rather fall on my blade than become a gake. Excellent. Now let's go find that healer. Shadow druids. Korga means to turn the circle.
Sol invictus. Manos potentis paro. Parabellum.
As if deep in the earth in the cold of winter, she slept.
Kaiko te.
Still. We best make not too much noise. Ugh. What was in that tart? My stomach's doing somersaults.
Kaido.
First druid, and now last druid. Thanks to us. Nice view.
Aridissimus. Oculus tempestatis. Pallidamos.
I'm not usually one to judge, but... Ugh.
Tempora mutantur.
From the Underdark to a hag's lair. like jumping from a pot into boiling oil. The rat's irritation overwhelmed my senses, forcing me to back away.
Treme!
No thanks. What is this? I'd call it luck. The flayer was weak and distracted.
Sorge!
They do seem a bit short-handed.
Treme! Tuebo! Diminuate!
He snarled a warning of his own. Master Halsin had ordered him to be patient. But one word and the infuriated spiders crossed my hand and scaled my arm. The swarm was coming.
Amicus animales. Injeritus pulcher imperio! Injeritus pulcher imperio!
He produced an ice pick and cleaned it quickly on his cuff.
Teocludo oculus!
Whatever's inside that chest must be extremely valuable.
Stupefaccio! Ubies!
Maybe later.
Abono disce omnes.
Without a cure, I could not restore my honour before Vlaakith. What if something happened to him? A flood of stony potatoes, tinged with hate, tumbled through his mind. Fancy amulet like this is probably enchanted. Gale, take a look. We need a way out. Now.
Quadico face!
No use. It's blocked.
Resisto frigos!
Sleep claimed me, and determination buoyed my dreams. Damn thing could blot out the sun. Strange-looking staff. Is that something you'd want, Gale? Oh, my head. This time, I saw a full face, a woman, skin pale as the moon, lips impossibly pink.
Tempora mutantur.
Odd name for a creche. Timask and torch stalks. Hell of a combination. Those beasts are here for a reason. Weapon blueprints. They call for Susa bark. I had prepared all my life to fight the Gake. I dreamed of presenting one of their vile heads to Vlaakith in Tunarath.
Veni et juva me!
Wow, whatever you're into.
Possium munera! Essurio! Silentium!
Excellent armour. Drowcraft, of course. Something divine lingers here. But I don't recognise this presence.
Punge!
Poison. I suppose that's one way to fix a monster eating you from the inside out. Ugh, the smell! How old is that butter? Strange to see Seluna's temple in red. Her followers would never stand for it. We had to do something to help Mayrina. Statues. Strange.
Macte virtute!
Wait, this wasn't a scroll a moment ago. Magical lights. But how to turn them on?
Voco avina!
Looks like the booze got the better of them. They're practically unconscious. Monster. Death is too good for it.
Ex nihilo!
What's done is done. Time to move on.
Extende!
Then let's get this done.
Voco nubes!
Won't budge. Not much of a god after all. Whatever power he had, it died with those creatures. For once.
Non movere!
Made it out. That thing doesn't look too happy to be free.
Vita mortis cario!
Looks like there's a chest buried in that hay.
Injeritus pulcher imperio!
It's done now. We don't have the luxury of second thoughts. She could smell them. Goblins, wargs, and something else. She would defend her home whatever the cost.
Vincit qui patito!
I bet we can work out how to open it.
Voco spicai!
Fire spilled across my vision, dragon's breath. The tadpole slithered, twisting deeper into my skull.
Faccio voco fere!
What's this feeling of power? Some wall. Steady as a drunk hill giant. As the fire settled, tension bled from my body. A dragon rider. My kin are near. That could have been worse. I stashed the bag in my pack. Something clinked among the coins. They're looking for people that survived the Nautiloid. That's bad news.
Vivat crescat floriat!
Naturally. We earned this. Perfect. She sniffed at me again. One wild thing considering another. Then, recognition.
Accidum diminue! Ha! Secretium rarum!
The infuriated spiders crossed my hand and scaled my arm. The swarm was coming.
Fiat voluntas Dei!
The growl took on a note of confusion, frustration, and the bear lunged. This sword has all kinds of power running through it. Gale, wanna look?
Volo non fugia!
I need to get out of here. And fast.
Vita mortis cario!
The bear hovered between sleep and waking. Her nostrils flared, and her eyes flicked open.
Et alabi! Resisto ignum!
Just saying. I don't know. The boar was a fist of tension. unclenching slightly as I approached. She sniffed at me again, one wild thing considering another. An unforgivable loss. He'd have made a fine ally.
Pulso!
That wasn't a bullet, was it? His eyes didn't open, but his lips parted with a rasping wheeze. I feel a breeze. I wonder what's down there.
Hercules mortis!
Well, praying didn't help. She remained still for a long moment, measuring the threat I posed and dismissing it.
Muaskerta!
I'd prefer not to see it again, that's for sure. Your world has strange customs. The survivor they were trying to save. It was the Gake from the ship. Passage has collapsed. Won't be able to get through here in a hurry. I'd have given my life to save it, nurse it back to health. Sharp, deep, and still fresh. Some monster did this, marking its territory. We'll need a cover story. It would be a joy to serve it. Dying an honour. There were no more headaches or visions. Only our bodies entwined, sometimes shaking, always burning. Definitely magic. Though I wonder what they mean. The ogre must have moved on to new deals. Obedime.
Pulcrior!
That is vile. My tongue may never be the same. Come here. Please.
Maleos!
It buried deeper with delight. The crab's claw scratched something hard, which it flung into the air. Interesting. I wonder if those blueprints survived.
Incertus pulcher imperio!
It was for the best. The cub would have died anyway. A waste of... You have interesting priorities. Falling apart. Just like the rest of this pathetic realm.
Precis, alia, thero!
Huh? Where's Karlak? Lapis root? Sapphire? These do not grow in such a wet climate. I smelled ale and smoke as Will leaned in. His lips were but inches from mine.
Vaviro!
Stars and the full moon. Is this what that dwarf's poem was talking about?
Voco glacias!
The rat sniffed me, then waddled away. All right. Does anyone know how to open the damn thing?
Invenium viam!
All memory and all future was lost. There were no parasites to cleanse and no monsters to vanquish. Every devil's a curse, whether we know him or not. Let's put Raphael out of our minds. I'll throw him with Asmodeus himself if it fixes our little wriggler problem. The flames fell away, a mere illusion. I was surrounded by the forest again, sitting at peace. A key. Might open the toll house vault. Harpers and druids working together. A formidable force. Oh, what is that? Rotting flesh?
Oculus tempestatis!
Something feels off about this tree. Don't group me with the likes of them.
Sol invictus! Mutatis mutandis! Manus potentis paro! Impero mortus! Video veritatum!
So many dead, but no signs of a struggle. We'll stay cautious. There has to be a way to get everyone out intact. I pictured a silver blade cleaving through Gake and their thralls, one after another. Well, well. What have we here?
Gustas dulcis!
He tapped the pick and my eye sprang from its socket, dangling wetly on my cheek. Until we know every mind flayer that was aboard is dead, don't trust anything you see.
More! Muaskerta!
Nature can provide for the cub. Perhaps it will live. Looks like the hag made a shortcut. Clever.
Vita excolator!
You're more cunning than you look. I thought we had a fight on our hands. It's calling its pack.
Vincere est vivere!
Loth sigils on every box. If this place wasn't already abandoned, I'd set it ablaze.
Kai cote! Manus potentis paro!
Perhaps something's missing? A dirty ring landed at my feet. Not here. Let's talk when we make camp. Bit rotten, this is. I've had worse.
Frange!
It's a Susa tree. Absorbs magic.
Tibido penas! Corpora sana! Ex nihilo! Voco spicai! Dementote! Ve victis! Sicut catus! Agilius!
What was that? She hears of the tadpole and thinks we can be bound. It won't move. These weapons sound worth forging. If I can find the design, I will not fail her. He was staring past me again, as if I wasn't there. What creatures thrive in a lake this dismal? A stone rune, long forgotten by the looks of it. I saw myself reflected once more, but not just me. A wrong smell. A passenger in my head. that stench. Dead owlbear prey, no doubt. I disagree. We had every right to take our reward. Huh. A game for surface children.
Diminuote!
Fresh water. There must be a settlement somewhere nearby. I reckon I should start a fire. Expectant and hopeful, he smelled the air around me. Had I brought what was promised?
Loque si tibi placet.
Is this just for decoration? Useless. No, I would not permit it. Every abomination would be gutted and burned to ash. Blood, sweat, and dust. Always the fight. And the singing, screaming joy of it. We did what we did. Let's just see this through to the end. It breathed deep, unfurling my past in a vibrant chain. To it, I wasn't a halfling, but rather, pincers pierced my flesh, and pain shot up my arm and across my back. Wait, why did that strange dog collar just vibrate?
Makeske! Ade!
Here lies Connor, beloved husband, and a tasty little morsel to boot. Whew. It's broken.
Quadico fake.
Clearly we're not going to agree on this. Better to keep moving. What the... This stuff is everywhere. Selûnite rubbish.
Perry! Venenum! Cave curculum!
Sunshine. Summer without ending. And with it the sadness. Oh, Selûnite drivel. What's this symbol on it? The crab sat in a damp spot that darkened the corner of my bag. We need to find him before it's too late. The growl deepened, then burst forth in a roar, animating spores. The Myconid means to raise the dead. Never seen a red moon before.
Manos potentes paro!
Will had slept next to me. He was still there when my eyes opened. Nice decoration, but does it do anything? It feels like my magic is getting drained. Keep your guard high. Let's move on.
Mostua vita mea!
Ugh, another helpless soul begging to be rescued? That wasn't like any spell I've ever seen before. She trailed off. I read an invitation in her eyes. Puts me in the mood to kill the rest of them, if I'm being honest. I could hear the gentle scratch of something against the pod lid. I'm glad we can agree on this.
Gela!
Clearly, we're not going to agree. Let the matter drop. The glass feels... warm? Just an old prayer.
Cupio vertus laicet!
Locked from the inside. Ugh. I haven't been this sick since I landed here.
Curculus mortis!
The full moon beneath the rest. Maybe a goblin flipped it upside down.
Intellego! Ex nihilo!
Then it settled. Turning him over was the right thing to do. Nothing's happening. But it doesn't look broken. I can't forge a weapon without starting a fire. I wondered if it could hear these thoughts, if it knew I was planning a rebellion. That smell. Huh. The tieflings have teeth, after all. Hopefully it comes no closer.
Get out! Get out of my head! Mortales.
They've come to their senses, so... yes? This text is ancient. A dedication to a forgotten god? We should see if there's a chance to use this power again. Challenge the gods for their domain. I'd settle for getting my own brain back.
Stabilio!
Smells fading. Nothing left but the passenger. We must be desperate indeed to throw in with her. Looks like Halsin's our best bet for a cure. I'm not one for manual labour, but this might just be worth it. Impressive armour. Drow handiwork? A mind flayer. No intention of letting that happen. My kin's dragons should be savouring this kill. Actually, it's home. And I'm sure you'll fit right in. A perfect ring of mushrooms. Nature or magic?
Tuebo!
Looks like there's a little shrine over there.
Voco glacias!
Only a fool would resist such power. She was excited to find this person in Baldur's Gate. They had something she wanted. Come, we shouldn't linger here. Seems like that Selûnite amulet might catch your eye, Gale. From the looks of that book, Gale might want it. Ugh, loath's blood. What is in that?
Morbidus!
All in favour then? Let's paint that goblin camp red. A dangerous place to stock goods, even for a Zent. It's a city, Chief. The jewel of the coast. And as close to a home as I've got. One of the 9 hells.
Canto te! Vincit qui patito!
Someone's in trouble. We have to help. This is Lul's descent into the Underdark. Looks like her dried champions tearing open some mind flayers. Strange. The monster seems docile. The tablet's in the same style as those glowing runes. Sounds like they've captured themselves a bard. By Eldath, guardian of groves. All fear is soothed. What in the hells? You're a vampire.
Ostende secretorum tuorum.
The tadpole writhed in ecstasy. Finally, the way was clear. It was coming. It was coming.
Ha!
More dreams, delusions and lies. With this thing in our heads, how can we trust each other?
Dilo!
It's opened. I wonder what's back there. I've the plans and the Sousa bark. Now I just need a forge. Look at that.
Precis alia fero.
Moss. Damp. Deep places and the cities that shined there.
Ira et dolo.
Something's blocking it from the other side.
Umbrai.
It breathed deep, unfurling my past in a vibrant chain. Not Githyanki to it, but rather...
Configo.
This would be perfect if I had Sousa bark. But I don't, so it isn't.
Corruptus. Volo non fugia.
This seems as good a place as any to make camp. Gnolls and goblins marked on the map. Travel won't be easy.
Minimus.
Now that's a lock that screams, pick me. Isn't that Auntie Ethel? Absolutely. We had every right to take our reward.
Cupio vertus licet.
Baldur's Gate. That's where I'm from.
In nocte concilium.
I approached the gate. The foul thing was at my mercy, and I would have its head. Nothing. It's not really the time for an ogre rampage anyhow. A camp. Looks abandoned. The Dark Lady. Befouled by the Absolute's mark. Heresy.
Cave curculum. Tormentum.
I felt only an echo from a sleeping mind. Of a threat considered. And already dismissed. She was testing me. About Raphael. They only hunt those worth hunting.
Mutatis mutandis.
The child continued staring past me. The flames fell away, a mere illusion. I sat in the dark again, near Lolth's majesty. The tadpole thrashed violently in my brain. My blood hummed. I was changing.
Crescite undo. Propria.
Another broken trap. Who made these things? I sank into the ox's boredom like it was a bog. Head to hoof. She was sick of this place.
Veritas credo oculus.
It's planting spores. The myconid means to raise the dead. Either way, they're better off. That's what matters.
Sicut catus.
Perfect. Better start looking for another way out of this wilderness. Someone's diary. Might explain what happened here. No more prayers. Only dust and silence.
Caveat incantato.
Haven't seen that game in years. Stars and moons, like that dwarf's poem said. And these plates can be turned. The flames cooled, dispelled as the image I knew emerged again. Wild, glorious magic. Is someone singing? We're in the Underdark. I'm home. Phases of the moon. Light and darkness. Selûne and Shah. First Gake. Now this monstrosity. Burned from the inside out. Whose work is this, I wonder? It's ready to go. Time to get to work. Armed scribes. But no sign of a struggle. What's next? No opening this with that lock still on it. Agreed. Good thing this place is remote. I don't want to become known as a grave robber. I'm done. I can't wait to sleep.
Vita mortis cario.
I caught Astarion trying to drink my blood last night. I took care of him, though. He'll never prey on the living again. Won't budge. Then we agree. Keep an eye out, and perhaps we can fix our mistake. At the back of the crevice lay a bag covered with spiders. A shiny gold coin poked from its mouth. Torch stalk. Best watch my step. They like to explode. What did that do?
Torre.
What the hells? There was a creature trapped inside. Someone's moving around in there. Despair does us no good. Let us look forward and push on. If this ship hits the ground, we're dead. Where did he go? Imps on a Ga'ath. Huh? Where's Shadowheart? But then its grip clawed back with a vengeance, a vice locking my mind into obedience. Will nodded silently. I closed my eyes and let darkness take me. He was gone before first light broke.
Music to Githyanki ears.
The flames cooled, dispelled as the image I knew emerged again. Blood and darkness.
Kaiko te!
There's a breeze down here. Wonder where it's coming from. Sounds like someone's in trouble. A tidy slot. But no rune. Forbidden knowledge. Without a doubt. Something's waiting up ahead. Dum vita est, spes est.
Dissolve! Tu es nihil!
No Selûnite would ever place the new moon at the top. Glad that caught my eye. What beautiful music.
Tuebo!
Already dead.
Sorge!
You know, I can't tell if it's mourning, angry, or just hungry. I perceived myself as it did. A cloud of shifting scents, both strange and familiar. Agreed then. We'll do whatever it takes to stop the true souls.
Te fideo!
With a desperate squeal, the board dashed past me before I could strike.
Precis alia fero!
It would have been quicker to kill them. My skull pounded in response to the prisoner's white-hot stare. Her lips didn't move. Yet I heard her voice. The corpse's head lolled back as the magic faded. The spell was done.
Vivat crescat floriat! Inficio!
Whatever it was, it didn't look good. No more prayers. Only silence and dust. Warm, wet tentacles wrapped themselves around my head. And for the first time in my life, I doubt we'll get a warm welcome home given our condition.
Mors incurta vita curtissima!
The tadpole quivered. It seemed to be burrowing deeper in my mind, feasting on what? The word escaped me. That cage won't last. Too much dust to be a new outpost. I wonder why my brethren abandoned this place. Why would a Selûnite arrange the moons like that? Another pod from the ship. Could there be other survivors? Looks like someone's not a fan of Shah. Smeared the absolute symbol all over her.
Schio didici pecto!
Pray she keeps quiet. No one takes kindly to traitors. Ah! My finger!
Demento te!
That kind of weakness sickens me.
Peruare!
The monster's tentacles twitched weakly. It wouldn't last much longer. Its voice shivered across my brain, seeking access, trying to bend my will to its bidding. Sleep came for me as I counted the fields of the dead, soon to grow.
Voco araniai!
A goblin healer. That's a new one. But she might be the only way to keep our skulls intact. The work of the hag. No doubt about it. Useless. Disturbing, you mean?
Veniet juva me! Vis medicatrix! Horribilissimus!
Arguing is just going to attract more attention. Better to let this drop. Looks like that's going to bruise. These things abandon their hosts as soon as they need to. Vile parasites. I can feel the poison clearing. I'm cured. The druid's poison is spreading. I need a cure. Fast.
Gigans!
I can't even see a lock to pick.
Hells! We're attracting too much attention.
The spell elicited a gasp. A weak echo of life. Wait. This looks familiar.
Lux in tenebra.
She's not breathing. All the more reason to hurry. It breathed deep, unfurling my past in a vibrant chain. Not a tiefling to it, but rather...
More of those things!
These flowers. What is this feeling? That was a face spider. Better watch out. It might come back. Why trust this so-called priestess? I doubt she knows anything about the Geik. Not a good sign that they're burst into life everywhere. The crab stayed tense as it cowered in my shadow.
Vita, mortis, cario, dialino!
Dead goblins. Dead travellers. I can't see any way to disarm it. One wrong move and I'd have been a statue. Imprisoned for eternity. This wall's ready to tumble.
Mos tua vita mea, volo non fugia!
Selûna, the Night White Lady. There's something underneath here.
In dactylis sum, voco muras. Risus abundat.
Is this the Underdark? Gods take me. Welcome to Joaquin's Rest. West Baldur's Gate. East El Terrell. The spiders skittered about, more nervous than before.
This Sarah!
I didn't expect honesty. We're not exactly close. This story is no prophecy. It is superstition. A lie devised to mask ignorance.
Precis alia fero!
Well, it's too late to change now.
Ad vitam aeternum! Intellego!
No trigger or handle, though. No way to open it. Broken bones. Must have fallen. The crab rested in a trench of mud. It looked half asleep. A sword like this would certainly get Gale's attention.
Resisto venenum! Ha! Ade!
It says there's a cellar here somewhere. Let's take the good news and go. There'll be plenty of other trouble along the way. The goblin's already gone. We're settled on it. Rocks and rubble. So much for a way out.
Incertus pulchar imperio!
A lone cub isn't much of a threat.
Ut ventus stultissime!
That wall's barely holding together. Brine. That's what they use for those parasites. Where's Helia? Smoke. Something's burning. This place reeks of death. A war drum. One of those can summon fighters far and wide. Get back! The circle will fall into darkness if we don't intervene. I could not rest. How was it possible? Staring at the wrong side of the stars. Seems to be stuck.
Te execro!
The creatures clutched the pouch possessively. Was gold so precious to spiders?
What was that?
Obedime. I'd say the swamp is a breath of fresh air compared to the hag, but not really. Such fury. I do not envy the dragon's prey. Were you so ignorant of your lessons? It is a city, the most vulgar along the coast. It breathed deep, unfurling my past in a vibrant chain. Not an elf to it, but rather an amulet of Seluna. I think Gale might want this. Hells, I wouldn't want to get hit by that. Duergar corpses. What is this beast doing to them?
Horribilissimus! Mundus voldicipi.
I always knew I was destined for something great. I leave the details to Orlando.
Cupio vertus licet!
And I felt answers. She knew more about my condition. This fairy ring isn't glowing like the rest. The crab sat in a dark corner of my bag, still damp from the beach. This should burn going down. We'll raise the entire camp to the ground. It's exactly what they deserve. What kind of contraption is this? These symbols have to mean something. Good. Let's go.
Extende! Flagra!
Sharp, deep, and still fresh.
Ostende secretorum tuorum.
It's back.
They're trying to escape!
The crab plunged into the darkness and hit the bottom of my bag with a wet thunk. Here lies Zevlor. He saved us when all hope seemed lost. Thank you, friend.
Da mihi facta! Resisto venenum!
He's gone. Left this morning.
Ha!
Those people were enthralled. How did we break the Mind Flayer's influence?
Nocturnus!
Bet this book of necromancy has some hefty magic in it. Gale, what do you think? Volo tore the pick from my brain with a violent jerk. My eye plopped to the ground. Drowcraft armour. No magic left, though. Sun's too bright.
Perure!
Don't stop singing. They snuffed out their own souls when they dealt with Zariel. Let's not get involved.
Espridaime.
Shadow druids. This Korga is not to be trusted. I've never seen a red moon before. These boots have clearly been enchanted with powerful magic. Do not trust anything here. Handy magic, that. Maybe it'll be of use to us. You heard them. More goblins could be on their way. Seluna's sigil beneath Shah's. It's blasphemy. Something didn't like that.
Manus potentis paro. Vis medicatrix. Voco flagella. Gigans!
Hiding in plain sight. You would submit to these vermin. Caincha. It acknowledged me with a light snap of claws, like a fond greeting. The wolf's fur bristled. He wanted to jump, wanted to bite.
Voco avina!
My heart sank. 2 days. I wasn't sure if I had 2 hours. I needed a healer now, or who knows what that worm in my brain would do. Hideous trinket, lacking in function or taste. The vision was simple. A stone altar to Lolth. The knife upon it bloody with sacrifice.
Morbidus.
As if you didn't have enough parasites already. And with this gake larva curled up in my skull, no doubt pleased with itself, things look different.
Ad vitam aeternum.
No lock, no handle. How does it open? Look at that beast. Seems almost too big to take flight.
Vita excolator.
A giant nest. Let's see what we can find. What happened? Was that the toadstools? I'm surprised she didn't cut us at the knees on the way out. We cannot trust her.
Ad majorem de gloriam.
The creature in the wreckage was forcing them to attack me, controlling them like puppets. Obedime.
Canto te.
Strange place for a button, especially one that doesn't work. A magical staff. Will this be of use, Gale?
Tu es nihil.
She gave a great yawn and settled back down to sleep. The hag's doing. It has to be. Would have liked to have known that from the start. Bit too late for that though, isn't it? I know she was a goblin, but killing someone defenseless in a cage. Everyone's safe for now. Let's hope it stays that way.
Pulso.
As our minds slipped together, I felt a hand on Astarian's chin, guiding him, controlling him. No, this isn't right. Suddenly, something convulsed inside me. My vision lurched, sickeningly. I could feel the awe beating away inside my chest. A second heart that would herald either death or dominion.
Voco potentia.
First came ice. Shivers from top to toe as our lips touched.
Faccio. Voco. Fere. Teo cludo oculus.
A prayer sheet. What's this symbol on it?
Vaviro.
These creatures won't let go of us until we're dead. How are we supposed to cure that? More importantly, where did it go?
Da mihi facta.
That hunter's out of the way. Astarian shouldn't have to look over his shoulder anymore.
Pulcrior.
Seluna. She who guides. Let's see if they want to have their blood spilled.
Oribus teneo lupum.
It's huge. They wanted the tieflings out. They got their wish.
Inexpugnabilis. Voco nubes.
This sensation. These flowers are absorbing all the magic in the air.
Gela.
Let her rot. The Absolute's allies deserve no better. Hardly a welcoming sight.
Tenebra. Propria.
I sense magic. But where? This goes very far down. We'll have to go in to see the bottom. The bird's feathers ruffled impatiently. She had places to be. You can't summon a dead ogre, it turns out. The corpse stirred in response to my spell.
Veritas. Credo. Oculus.
The glaive the druid's notebook mentioned. Its owner thought it was cursed. Lae'zel is still back there. Should I just abandon her?
Impero te.
A dead drow. Hardly a welcoming sight. All memory and all future was lost. There were no parasites to cleanse and no monsters to vanquish. This place wasn't built for the living. What is this place?
Teo cludo oculus.
The pillar can't hold it. Too badly damaged. We're getting nowhere. Let's just go. Dead. They're only good for kindling now. Flowers as a light source. Necessity really is the mother of invention. My voice drew their attention. They were suspicious, then curious, and finally, at rest. Hag can't have gone far. She'll tear me in two for touching her egg. That thing could swallow each of us whole. Ugh, these webs are everywhere. We'll have to keep an eye out for more. We need to get out of here, now. Humans. What did they expect?
Risus abundat. Te execror. Kitius.
Our gazes met and memories of last night's dream coursed through me. I found a current of hope flowing through her thoughts. She believed we had a real chance. There's magic keeping this chest sealed. I can feel its aura. It's damaged, but not beyond repair. That symbol in the blood. What does it mean?
Dulo. Incende.
Are we really going to hunt a devil on their behalf? A mouse couldn't squeeze through those vines. Ugh. It's getting stronger.
Precis alia fero.
Over there, a shrine to Seluna. By Moon Maiden's grace. Goblins ahead.
Evanesco.
This is the spot Rugen marked. Doesn't look like much. Needs a key.
Voco oranii.
No lock. How does this open?
Expello te.
The child stared past me, as if I wasn't there. We might have made a mistake. Let's keep a close eye on Ethel if we see her again. Broken. Shoddy work. Vermin. On the rooftops. Yes. I felt hate. And I deserve to be punished for it.
Emperor Mortus!
No, it's a port city. One of the biggest on the Sword Coast.
Voko spikai!
A key. Wonder what it opens. Seems like the owner was quite the literary type.
Faccio Voko fere!
I bet Gale will want to take a look at this staff. Huh. I think the crab stopped moving. Feels like something is weighing it down. I don't care how desperate we are. Looting tombs is wrong. Those screams. Someone's trapped in that mirror. Volo slowly brought the ice pick closer to my eye. This plane is a blister of corruption.
Cupio, Virtus, Laicet, Invoco te!
A splinter of ice worked its way into my mind. I heard the drow's voice, as if she were by my side. The crab shrunk into its shell, claws giving a lethargic twitch.
Crescatskientia!
A Susa tree. Spells will be unreliable. Teeth flashed in my mind, dripping saliva and blood.
Ludas non factum est!
More of the same.
Ludas non factum est!
It breathed deep, unfurling my past in a vibrant chain. Not a gnome to it, but rather...
Incertus pulchar imperio!
The bird chirped happily and skipped a little. She seemed to be remembering someone she was very fond of, wherever they were.
Inexpugnabilis!
A cave beneath the tavern. I wonder how deep it runs. What's that? Whoever built it, they've let it rot for ages.
Tenebra!
A port city, no? Famed along the entire Sword Coast. Ugh. Fresh goblin stench. They're close.
They're trying to escape again!
Must have been fishing when these monsters came. Bad luck.
Ugh. Dum vita est, spes est.
Something is calling to me. But what?
Flagilo! Diminue!
We shattered its hold on those people. How is that possible? Finely aged wine. Don't mind if I do. But you heard them. More goblins could be on their way.
Mortem tuum sum!
A lot of rotten food and old blood. Was this a sacrifice or a party gone wrong? Ugh, that stench. Body must have been here for a good while. Teleported right into the Underdark. Lovely. I feel a presence here. The patron god of this place?
Tenebra!
My pack went still. Wonder what the crab's up to.
Dialino!
For a brief moment, all I felt was a heavy silence.
Diure! Ah!
I could listen to this forever.
Tormentum! Loquesse tibi placet.
This debate's over. Everyone is going to make their own choices, no matter what's said. I didn't know what the next day might bring. But that night, it no longer mattered. There was only us.
Resisto ignum!
At least the cub has a fighting chance now. Yeah, it's a good thing we were here.
Cave curculum!
The flames fell away, a mere illusion. I was surrounded by the Feywild again, agleam with revelry. The crowd was curled in its shell, clinging tightly to its home. Someone doesn't sound happy. I'm still missing the Susa bark. The bark is in place. Now for a great sword, dagger, or sickle.
Te ad stringo linguum, corruptus!
My skull ached before I could take a step. And I was the creature. I saw the tieflings through the bars of her cage. I felt her irritation and indignity. Never mind. Let's settle in, shall we? Her fingers were warm against my cheek, softer than I expected.
Ad majorem de gloriam! Maleos!
Realization dawned. He was describing how to open something. A door? More survivors. They're trying to dig somebody out of the wreckage.
Ah! Perry!
That was not what I expected to see today. Nor was there rest. She took fully of me, hour after hour, until I had no sweat or soul left to give. As its influence waned, they clutched their heads, blinking in confusion. Terrible aftertaste. Maybe if it was stuck in a bit of brine. Enough stories for one day, in any case. No sound escaped my lips but a faint gurgling. Chuk! I still require Susa bark. Two were made for goblins. But what is it? Quite the welcome. The tadpole jolted deep within my brain. This was it. A single word pervaded my consciousness. Soon.
Stabilio!
When I turned back, he was gone. Again. I threw the crab in the bottom of my bag. It attempted to swim, mystified by the lack of water.
These little markings look like goblins and gnolls. Right in our path.
Then she plopped her head back down, already dreaming of a quiet home and glorious sleep.
Tempestus! Detano!
My ring! It lit up. Must be resonating here.
Omnia mutantur.
Sweat and deep fire. Singing stone and shapes waiting within.
Viam sapientiae.
Gobbo's are holed up in the temple ruins out west of here. Last I saw Halsin, he was right in the thick of them.
Baldur's Gate.
Odd name for a creche. Tim asks, known to cause confusion. Best not get too close. More of the Mind Flayer's pets. Odd necklace. Might sell for a few coppers. Pretty, but it doesn't do much. Aggression. Someone cut these men to pieces. I doubt they had time to scream. Gake parasites thrive in this secretion. Disgusting.
Ignis.
This must have belonged to Lenore's dog. Definitely magical, too.
People up ahead.
Something's wrong. A Selûnite shrine over there. Left to rot by the looks of it. Good. Her eyes widened at my tail as she listened intently. He produced the ice pick, wiped it on his cuff, and held it to my eye.
Intellego. Erdlin's teat. That's nasty. This medicatrix.
With a last warning flash of teeth, she settled back down. Looks like that idol is enchanted. Might be worth getting a hold of for Gale. Where do you think those dragons went? There's still life left in this old thing.
Dolor.
What's that?
Veni et juva me.
The warning lowered into an admonishment, reserved for foolish cubs. Cold metal pressed against the skin beneath my brow. And then...
Aqua pura.
Something here is disturbing the weave. Magic might be unreliable. Gake aren't the only abominations here, it seems. It should be hot enough. Time to put this forge to work. Webs all the way down. Perhaps I can still wring something useful from this old forge.
Ut ventus.
Let's talk later in camp. Might be other survivors.
Da mihi facta non compos mentis.
A god's idol has to have some magic lingering in it. Your sort of thing, Gale. And something else. Something in my head that didn't belong. Something that bit.
Pallidamos.
Beautiful. And terrifying. Not the most ideal outcome. But I'm not falling on anyone's sword yet.
Ale me. Invoco te.
Let it listen. I dream of all the ways to make this power mine. For someone who just heard we're all beasties in waiting, she reacted, well.
Oribus teneo lupum.
Well done. The world's better off without it.
Timme.
Where has she gone, I wonder? My fingers searched but found no bag. Had it been a trick of the light?
Ugh.
This tastes like mouldy bellbuck.
Canto te.
And just like that, it's gone.
Invenium viam.
More where this came from. Something's controlling them. I can feel it. Faint, but alive. Weapon blueprints that use Sousa bark. Rare find. Nor was there rest. I took fully of her until I drained her of all ecstasy.
Lux in tenebra.
They're just common folk. Have some sympathy.
Veni et juva me.
Master weapons. The blueprints can't be far. I disagree. Wasn't very noble of us, was it? I don't want to make a habit of grave robbing. A flash of anger pulsed across my brain, and I felt cold metal at my throat. Then I came back to myself. Not sure, but we better find out.
Kudo.
Looks like the ritual worked. The whole grove is walled in.
Vivat crescat floriat.
Selûne's symbol. In the dark. Something's off. Either way, I doubt we've seen the end of this. Let's move on. How could I have been caught off guard on the Nautiloid? What was my mistake? The boar stared with beady, panicked eyes. Then it bolted off. He was bursting with lust. Halsin had promised him a mate. I lurched forward, into a body trapped in darkness. And yet, I felt calm. At home, even. Raphael said he wouldn't deal with us right now anyway. We have time to figure it out. My head felt like it was about to burst. The memory consumed my mind, corrupting the trance. I could barely get enough of him as the hours passed.
Te fideo.
Suddenly I was him. I was hauled into a great storm, with as its eye an orb beating with malevolence. How does this pastry taste worse the second time?
Invoco te!
Let's put the question to bed for now. Time to carry on. I can't work without a blueprint. Maybe, but it's a city. And any city will have healers. My anger was clarifying, pure and bright. It burned away my doubts. The rat's mind was a sea of rage and fear. Fear that I'd steal his potatoes. The flames cooled, dispelled as the image I knew emerged again. Nature's sublime beauty. After you.
Precis alia fero!
Glacies. Can't change what's already done. Let's go. When the image came, the pain was sharper than before, like a mind flayer scraping its claws across my skull. The Susa tree's native to the Underdark, if my teachings were correct. The fog lifted, and a low growl bubbled from the back of her throat. In savage lands a guiding light, that faithful need not fear the night. Resisto ignum! There's a spell that lets you teleport from tree to tree. This magic looks similar. There's only one place I'm finding a Susa tree. The Underdark. We need to get out of here, before it's our turn. Indeed. These creatures are mightier than they look. This must be where the gnolls attacked.
Mos animai!
It's beautiful. This necklace's sigil was also in the cave. The Harpers have been unusually active here. This cow's definitely enchanted. Gale could use this.
Ad lapidem!
I'll be there soon, my lady. Moradin's bloody beard. I'm not waiting around for that to happen to us. Another mystery. No. It's a good thing this place is remote. I don't want to become known as a grave robber. Might fit that chest. That song. My brain screamed in agony, as if my skull had contracted. The creature spoke in my mind. They are mine.
Detono!
Tuskva. This tart is disgusting. One by one, the spiders retreated to the rear of the crevice, lulled by my murmurs. My voice reminded him of his master, Halsin. He lowered his head, inviting me to pet him.
Tempestus! Veritas credo oculus! Incertus! Pulcher imperio!
The bear extended her snout to sniff at me, then lunged. Wherever we are, it's falling apart. These melodies. As its influence waned, my assailants lowered their weapons, blinking in confusion. An owlbear egg. These are supposed to be worth a fortune. Looks like we're in Eltergard, some distance from the city of Baldur's Gate. The forge at the blacksmith's house should do. This Halsin has been studying the tadpole, releasing a feral little goblin into the wild. What could go wrong? It's hopeless. Sylvanus' will holds these vines in place. The tadpole squirmed with glee. It was clearing the way for something deep inside, something that wasn't me.
Eactote!
Pain shot through my body as the needle snagged on my optic nerve. A sigil of the Harpers. Odd for their kind to misplace this.
Ade.
Tight fit. I won't be getting back in that way.
Ah!
Well, that was pathetic.
Imperote!
Cum mortuis in lingua mortua. Click.
Resisto mortem!
If only I knew where to find some. It breathed deep, unfurling my past in a vibrant chain. Not a dwarf to it. But rather, what are those? Something's burrowed in there. Something big. Did we just place our faith in a goblin? This thing must be warping our minds already. The crab was on guard the moment I approached.
Stay out of my head!
Think I found something. Our minds connected, and I drowned in Lae'zel's deep longing. I saw a Githyanki woman, pale as death, her face contorted by desire.
Ugh.
We'll do a lot more than that. You can get anything in the city.
Voco nubes!
Tap. Tap. Stab. You'd have to be a fool to pick a fight with that lot. Best to keep away, for now. Blessings of the Moon Maiden. Praise her.
Sinemetu!
Lucky those bandits valued their own hides over their loot.
Vincere est vivere, intactilis sum, confusio, irretio inspira, macesque, tibido penas!
Not useful at the moment. And look at that statue. Hey! What's the matter with you? You could feed an army with an egg that size. If you found an intact one. I closed my eyes, but struggled to fall into my trance. It should have been as easy as breathing. That chair leg could make for a fine weapon. Chest's unlocked. My prayers are answered. A gate ship. Disgusting. She flinched, eyes widening in alarm. She licked her chops, tongue running over old scars. That statue. Seems they worshipped some kind of scholar? Free. For now.
Oribus teneo lupum.
Mellow brown eyes regarded me lazily, before the beast returned her gaze to her master. Wyvern poison is as deadly as she said. Better be careful. The Underdark. A foolish place to hide contraband, even for a Zent.
Loque se tibi placet.
But then she changed. Pale skin turned to red, horns pushed through her hair. Her smile cut through my desire like a blade. Looks like some kind of magical contraption. Now to get it to work.
Voco vineae.
Broken. Must have been here a while.
Resurges.
I can't tell if this is a temple or a library.
Ah!
I'd survived this far. There was no chance I'd give up now. Vlaakith tests me. To place Shah's new moon above Selûne is righteous, but strange.
Inficio cinemetu.
It's loose. One good push away from tumbling.
Tonitrus.
Expensive imports, no doubt. Shame they've wilted. A shame they've wilted. These must have cost a fortune.
Ticuro. What the hells? Get back!
The boar strutted proudly, head held high. He was glad to be alive. Thick stone and heavy dark. Fire deep and wide. And cold. Blessings from the Moon Maiden. And bearing the same symbol as that chest. It breathed deep, unfurling my past in a vibrant chain. Not a duergar to it, but rather...
Voco avina!
This seems as good a place as any to make camp. There were no more headaches or visions, only the warmth of his body as I embraced him. Where there are cities, there are healers. And where there are healers, there is hope. Gone. Why would they chase a runt like you? Locked to keep the evil in, or the prying eyes out. Let's see. Odd. Protecting Astarion was the right thing to do. Let's move on.
Invisibilis! Extende! Vita mortis cario!
Good. Glad to hear we're all on the same side. As the crab buried into the mud, it flung something metallic out of the earth. Their minds are just gone. I haven't the faintest idea. Disgusting. I'll be damned if that's in store for us. The bird fluttered about frantically, looking for his missing treasure. Secluded. Good. Don't want any visitors. Looks like all those moon plates can be turned. Gloomy place to build a fort. Pincers pierced my flesh. Their chitters became giggles. The intruder was punished.
Kudo!
Nature might have provided for it. Too late now.
Fulgo!
Strage. Hook horrors. No one's coming. The deal is done. Cries for help. I must be home. Deep gnome make. But the design is anything but. What was this fort?
Veritas, credo, oculus.
I bet he broke his nose. Friendly place? I saw flashes of horned children, running, taunting, yapping. Not of his pack, but in his den. Not a good idea. For the best, I guess.
Kitius!
All fired up and ready to go. Finely aged wine. Don't mind if I do. Crackling flame and music. If they're celebrating, I'm not sure I want to know why. I'm no metalsmith, but I believe I need some fire.
Tefideo!
Better take a closer look. Vlaakith's crown. Gone again. And with a quiet, resigned huff, she settled back down. Feels like there's magic in every thread of this cowl. Something for Gale, certainly. These wounds are still fresh. Oh, that smell! Something died in here.
Closus, Faccio, Voco, Fere!
The crab hit the bottom of the bag and immediately retreated into its shell. These boots have clearly been enchanted with powerful magic. I think Gale might be interested. Just some mental fog that needed clearing. Now they'll see reason. Seems as though the Absolute's attracting followers from all kinds of places. Mindflayer's dead. The imps killed it.
Cupio, Virtus, Laicet, Resisto Acidum.
Better keep an eye out for more. Huh? Where's Gale?
Nocturnus, Mundus Valticipi.
Never seen that before. Tight fit. I barely got through. Yes. Myconids are more powerful than you realise.
Quadico face.
She ruffled her feathers and chirped harshly, mimicking a goblin's cry. Ugh, that smell! Is that milk? Good call. Looks like that's going to bruise. A prayer sheet with the same symbol as the one on the chest. These gith are formidable, but not infallible. We can take them in battle should it come to that.
Essurio.
Ah, a chest of transformation.
Tempora mutantur. Resisto frigos. Amicus animales.
Yes, I don't care how desperate we are. Looting tombs is wrong. The skill of a dragon rider. Breathtaking. It needed sustenance to survive. And with my very body I could provide. 9 hells take me. No, never again.
Fiat voluntas Dei.
Barrel stalks, full of poison. And under myconid control, no doubt. More owlbear eggs. Already hatched. No point in taking these. Concerned, it urged me on. To the peace pool, where even the beasts do not bite. Those mushrooms have a curious symmetry. What was that? Let the goblins kill them. At least they'll enjoy it.
Risum teniatis. Timme.
A dragon. Gods preserve me.
Invoco te!
Ugh. Pathetic. Dead. Good. The wolf bared his teeth. Howson had told him not to chase the pups. But I wasn't a pup.
Maleos!
We're not agreeing on this. It's your brain. Use it as you like and let's move on.
Tecuro. Manos potentis paro.
When I turned back, the child had vanished.
Ab uno disce omnes.
Wherever they are, it was a fine hunt.
Torre!
His lips closed. The body was still. The spell was done. Maybe not. Better stay back. One strike could be lethal. The ox's nostrils flared. She could almost smell the fresh grass.
Dissolve!
For the best. The gate earned its fate. Bodies everywhere. Accident or sabotage.
Non fit injura.
Never seen anything like these. A brain in a jar. They'll be tough to fight, but not impossible to beat. Bet this idol has a bit of divine spark left. Something Gale can use.
Tecuro.
Back in the hag's lair. Good thing she's dead. Weapon blueprints. Looks like this Sousa bark might come in handy. The bear snorted and clacked her teeth in agitation, bearing fangs as long as my finger. The ring changed colour. I wonder why. First druid, and now last druid. Thanks to me.
Quadico face.
Timme. Odd. Someone's cut a notch in the tree there. How'd it do that? We can butt heads later. Let's go. That's quite an egg.
Schio didici pecto. Te absolvo.
I wonder what that did. Ugh, what a horrid sight that was. Tomorrow, I would fight harder than ever before.
Crescatski entia.
Wyvern poison. That's worth a pretty penny on the black market. I am free. Never to be captured again.
More!
The wolf's fur ruffled in annoyance. He wanted me to leave. There were too many people here. I wonder what happened to that drow. Demonic creatures. They're like vermin. That's putting it mildly.
Intelligente pauca. Resisto mortem. Risuages.
Mageske. Hardly. We earn this. I looked the animal in the eyes. Her boredom was palpable. A lucky escape. Judging by how they fought, those things weren't happy with our looting. I've never heard something so beautiful. Mother of lusts. Gone again. Useful little mushrooms. This is a swift way to the Underdark.
Non fit injura.
It breathed deep, unfurling my past in a vibrant chain. Not a human to it, but rather, this isn't meant for my sort of stomach. Ugh. Huh?
Silentium.
It's the most important city in this part of Faerun. And it's home. Whatever it is, the Absolute has a powerful hold over them. I watched her blink, process this, and paw the ground in agitation.
Hossia Monera!
Of everything I need, except fire. The priestess is slain, and the horde is weaker for it.
Incommodum! Essurio! Inexpugnabilis! Signum acenum!
Agreed then. Let's keep our distance.
Agilius! Voco muras!
Chewy, bitter, putrid. Just like Mum used to make. At least the boat's an option, if there's no safer routes forward.
Veritas credo oculus!
The rat watched me suspiciously.
Sphira mortis!
This whole place reeks of necromancy.
Scio didici pecto!
The person they were trying to save. It was the creature from the ship. Still alive, but wounded. Ah! This thing won't yield its contents easily. Not much magic left, though. Sun's too bright. Deep claw marks, whole parts bitten off. A gnoll did this.
Impero tibi.
I felt her breath on my neck, her fingers running down my spine, and then it was over. Then it settled. We took a chance for Mayrina. It was the right call, even if it went wrong.
Mors animae.
Baldur's Gate. Is that a portal? There's more back here. Looks quiet. Dead.
Risum teniatis.
No, the teachings are clear. It is impossible.
Voco glacias.
Seems like nature's provided a shortcut. Where did it go now? This is a bad idea.
Sicut catus.
If you head that way, you'll likely smell 'em. Or hear their drums before you see 'em. Well, if there's a solution, it isn't here. We better get moving. Brains.
Diure. Te execro.
But the new moon represents Shah. Not sure about that red light.
Tormentum.
Might still be stuck inside if we hadn't been attacked.
Impero te.
Quiet, or your meat will fill my belly. We made a mistake. I suppose only time will tell what's happened to him.
Mario.
I looked closely at the hermit crab. At least it won't suffer anymore. A lot of work for, well, whatever this is. No need to insult the dead.
Ha! Acidum.
Footprints! There may be even more that survived the crash. These flowers. They're creating anti-magic fields. If only I was mounted on that dragon. I couldn't move. Couldn't think. Thinking was mercifully done for me.
Arasque. Dissera. Resisto. Frigos.
The crab feared me. I had the power to steal it from the beach. Ugh. This tastes like a Rothe's breath smells.
Maledicteas.
Every night that passed was another night the monster grew inside me. I could drown in that song.
Vincere est vivere. Acidum.
Volo carefully withdrew the needle from my eye. Then, reaching into his bag, he produced an ice pick.
Faccio. Voco. Fere. Amo sanguinem.
Drow. And worse. What were they doing here? Machine made them hostile.
Viam sapientiae.
The hag's lair. I think I preferred the swamp. He hasn't noticed us yet. And we have more pressing concerns. Our minds connected, and I drowned in Lae'zel's deep longing. I saw a Githyanki woman, pale as death, her face contorted by desire. Vlaakith. What do you make of Raphael's offer? Do we dare trust a devil?
Expello te. Scio. Didici. Pecto.
What's done is done. But we should think twice before barging in somewhere next time.
Veritas. Credo. Oculus.
Might not be the time.
Gods.
We'll figure it out later. Let's pack it up and move on for now.
Crescite undo.
Enough chatter. We retrieve Halsin, we find a cure. The truth is, if there is a devil running wild, we might have to deal with it one way or another. Stout heart and hearth fire. Long roads leading back home. Excellent. Now to forge the bloody thing. Gnolls erupting from corpses. I've not seen the likes of it. The cool night washed over me, but even in the dark, I struggled to find my centre. His fingers flexed against his thigh, coiled with tension, longing. Listen. There's fighting outside.
Macte virtute. Impero tibi.
Easy or not, we'll have to figure a way to get Halsin out of here. And then, an ache gripped my head. I saw a flash, bronze hair, pale skin, and it was gone.
Invoco te.
Crack! Hook horrors. Compassion. Owl bear tracks. Its nest must be nearby.
Ex textura!
Seems like it's unanimous. We shouldn't fall prey to this power's temptation. Arcane lights. Of course. Challenge the gods. Why not? It wouldn't be the strangest thing that's happened today. Let's leave her in peace. It's the least we can do. Grim looking horizon. Wonder what's out there. Despair poisoned her thoughts. She knew she was doomed whether she helped me or not. What's done is done. But we should check the corpses for valuables.
Incertas pulcher imperio! Mutatis mutandis!
That's not going to work. He grunted a pleasant greeting as I approached.
Ad lapidem!
Corellin preserve me. That cannot be our fate. We're not letting this parasite get the better of us. No more relying on its power. This absolute seems serious. We need to learn more. See how it's all connected.
Aqua pura. Manos potentis paro.
That old woman was certainly memorable.
In nocte concilium. Ponge bene curator.
Those boots look quite special. Something for Gale, maybe?
Muascerta.
I've never seen this language before. Who was worshipped here?
Clausus. Intactilis sum. Cupio vertus laicet.
Unleash. Seluna bathed in red. A fine image, but not one her worshippers would create.
Resisto venenum.
A cluster of spiders scuttled inside the crevice. Shaky wall. Reminds me of an old flame.
Non compos mentis. Ale me.
Perhaps using Ethel's wand wasn't the best idea.
Glacius.
Everything Ethel touches is corrupt. We should have known better.
Bene curator. Voco vineae.
There's no point in arguing. The spell was already cast. Watch your step. These webs are everywhere.
Fiat lux.
She regarded me placidly for a moment, then intently. I looked like her master. Corpses. These creatures did battle with Dwergar. My hand touched the capsule, and something in my brain twisted. Interlocking circles with moons and stars. This must be the seal mentioned in that journal.
Mortalis.
Everyone agrees there's no need for the poison. Let's get rid of it. Where's Will?
Signum arcanum. Kitius.
Better be careful. Those webs carry vibrations. My skull briefly ached, and I was her. I felt her irritation and indignity. Best to move before the blood draws more of them. My voice cut through the fog of confusion. I felt the creature's hold on them wavering. Blasted sunlight. Why did the mushrooms lead us here?
Yeah! Et alibi!
I live by 2 rules. Always empty your flask, and never trust goblins. So those mushrooms can raise the dead. That's interesting. New moon shouldn't be on top. Not in a temple of Seluna. Another illusion. Is anything real down here?
Mundus vulticipi.
I was perfectly happy. The brothers? I guess they didn't find their sister.
Cupio vertus laicet. Caveat incantator.
This grove is kept by Eldath's faithful, prophets. Just second-rate poets with delusions of grandeur.
Ha!
Mirror mushrooms. Step on the wrong one and plummet to your death. The necromancy of Thay. Sounds ominous. Chook. I wonder how long this agreement will last. That drow cowl might have bits of magic lingering inside it. Something for Gale. Facing that lot would be suicide. At least for now. I probed the corpse for residual memories, but there were none. It won't be hard to keep their scent. That foul blood is everywhere.
Configo!
The crab relaxed as I stepped back. A cave. Best stay sharp. Been out of the dark for a while. Gods above. What happened?
Cupio vertus laicet.
What just happened? Either way, these corpses prove one thing. This is the city house in mentioned.
Ha ha!
Nocturnus. Plue. I'm trying not to think about it.
Aresque. Secretium brarum. Fulgor!
That bastard broke his nose. What is this place? A calm night was a mercy. Why couldn't I sleep?
Umbrae.
Let's not jump to conclusions. We calmed down some crazy fishermen. That's all. The spiders scattered, but my hand came up empty. Had the bag been a trick of the light? No more prayers. Only dust and silence.
Ugh. Vita excolator. Voco araniae. Luxim tenebra.
Shadow druids. There's more to Kulga than meets the eye.
Intelligente pauca.
They make good bait, drawing attention away from us.
Resisto!
I bet this idol's powerful enough for Gale to get something out of it. The wolf was calm. The battle had satisfied his urge to hunt. I pushed back, taking advantage of a tremor of pain cutting through the creature. Forget the king and his plans. A healer comes first.
It's trying to escape again! Amo sanguinem! Voco vineai!
Stay ready. Something isn't right. Deep grooves in the mud around that rock. By the hells, what is that? Rocks and rubble. There's got to be a way past. Timask. The spores confuse the senses. Get confused by one, or blown up by the other. I found the edges of a concealed entrance. There's a darkness coursing through those vines.
Intactilissum!
It breathed deep, unfurling my past in a vibrant chain. Not a drow to it, but rather
Aqua pura!
the bear radiated palpable calm. Not just calm, pure serenity. Gods! They're out of their minds. I don't think we're going to agree on this today. Let's move on. That wall's an illusion. Hiding what, I wonder? Strange. It looks healthy, but it's stone dead.
Inkende!
At least we know these parasites can be removed. Now to find a non-fatal way. I felt the ox hum with excitement as it saw me. Joy for strangers and the smells they bring. Could mean anything. The Ebon Lake. I wouldn't go sticking your hand in. I wonder what they say. The spiders scattered and I stashed the bag. Something clinked among the coins.
Sinemetu!
I should have been whipped. Made to bow before this creature in shame.
Magis amica veritas.
Place is overrun with gnolls. Just empty shells. Best to just keep the unhatched one.
Virtus et scientia!
The blank look, the flat voice. He was holding something back. Baldur's Gate. That's where I'm from. A petrification ray. Someone addled that spectator.
Video veritatum! Irretio and spira! Evanesco!
I wonder who, or what, those chains are for.
Corruptus! Invenium viam!
A thing like that could swallow each of us whole, raw, or incinerated. We're a little outnumbered here, aren't we? We're in agreement. Let's be careful about what magic we use.
Ostende secretorum tuorum.
Strage! I may vomit.
Impero mortus!
The tadpole. It was doing something. Taking something I'd never get back.
Ha! Sorge!
Let's try a little trust, eh? People might just surprise you. I can't believe I'm in one piece. Hells. Something just woke up down here. Ah, that's better. Old but not quite dead.
Perry.
I've heard of this Baldur's Gate. A walled congregation of inferiors. This could spell trouble. By my eye, that blade's magical. What do you think, Gale? I'm a bit busy at the moment. We'll talk later.
More. Ve victis.
Bloody way to end an argument. I hope we chose the right side. As the trance stabilised, I breathed deep. Be it cure or cage, something had to be done about the tadpole. The boar fled with a desperate squeal.
Amo sanguinem.
At last. Time to put this forge to work. Looks like that's gonna bruise. Must be what that kid was talking about.
Venustior. Tormentum. Agilius.
These tracks. Goblins. Not without his mother by its side. What now? This plane is full of disturbing creatures.
Flagra.
Strange collar. It's got runes all over it. Finely aged wine. Don't mind if I do.
Nulla salus.
You disturb me still. Enough. Away from here. I recalled a wild wood, touched only by the Telquesir. The world around me breathed and blossomed.
Kaido.
Then he scurried away, squeaking frantically. The corpse's mouth jerked as the magic took hold. A dead tongue waiting to speak. Then we are in agreement. Make haste. A hag's staff has to be brimming with magic. Take a look, Gale. Gake prison. What in the hells was that?
Venustior.
The bark is in place. Now what? The crab sat serenely in its new muddy home.
Ignis! Cum mortuis in lingua mortua.
Useless without Susa bark. I saw her brother as a child, crying over a dead bird. The slingshot in Arca's hand, I felt her guilt. The child reached into the rocks behind him and opened a well-concealed hatch.
Nulla salus, voco flagella, frange.
A key? For what?
Manus potentis paro.
I've never seen a tree like that. The bark must be a rarity. And I felt answers. She knew more about my condition.
Confusio!
My kin willed their spears formidably. It would be foolish to provoke battle with them now. With one last rattling gasp, the body lay still. The magic was gone. Fool. Little surprise he perished.
Secco!
Nice to know we have another tool in our pack. This power is bound to come in handy. But then, the feeling slipped. The creature's mind seemed to focus elsewhere.
Ha! Dialino!
It was possessing my mind, forcing me to love it.
Oculus tempestatis!
We should find him. Maybe he can help. The corpse did not stir. It had said all that it could.
Dolor.
Maga Kamara. That's a hook horror. At the mention of Halsin's name, she flapped excitedly, and suddenly the great bear seemed lost, lonely. Silently, she settled back down to watch me.
Flagra!
Ugh. Smells like rotten eggs. An unlikely place for such a fortunate find. The monster lay exhausted, defeated. Its eyes, wet black pearls, radiated only malice. The needle found the gap between eyeball and socket. Volo frowned and began to push. Volo carefully held one of my eyes open and began to prod uncertainly with the needle. Next time's the charm? West Baldur's Gate. East El Terrell. The sign of Shah above the others. As it should be. The crab tasted cold and briny, squirming even after I bit down. It didn't stop moving until I swallowed. Gods! What's happening? Gake. Death is too kind of fate.
Maledicteus!
I won't push you. Shah's faithful aren't exactly known for honesty. Butchered. They didn't stand a chance. Wow, that was interesting. By Eldath, mother of the waters. All strife is cleansed. The boar huffed and bellowed, beady eyes full of distrust. The spell's power waned, and the corpse fell still.
Voscuro!
True. You wouldn't have the grit.
Viam sapientiae. Voscuro!
What was that thing inside her? Can't read the script.
Ugh!
That reeks!
Ugh! Secco! Scio didici pecto!
It's broken, but not too badly. Fools. Little surprised they perished. My vision swam, but I had to fight through the pain. My assailants were still under the creature's thrall. The crab visibly recoiled from the warm mammalian smell inside the pack.
Maya, fortio.
Perhaps they returned to the astral plane? Saluna's sigil, in the dark. Who would have done this? A bag lay within the crevice. At its mouth, a gold coin glinted. From the Underdark to the swamp. Lovely. I put a lot of trust in you, Shadowheart. Try not to break it. The bark's like iron. This is a waste of time.
For real! Te ad stringo linguum! Torre!
Tormentum. I hope we did the right thing. Trusting a creature like that. The spell's power waned, and the corpse fell silent. The crab revelled in its new home of mud, claws clicking with joy. Strange. Why make a path from the Underdark to here? Annihilate.
Diminue.
Necklace has a harper sigil. Why were they here? It's been a long day. I need to rest soon.
Veni et juva me!
Is that Volo? I swallowed the cold, briny meat whole. Whether the crab died from my mouth or simple shock was unclear. There's no getting through. Hyenas birth in gnolls. How horrid. Once more, he brought the needle to my eye.
Te absolvo.
No, there's more. You're not telling me the whole truth, are you? Wherever this is, at least it's free of dragons. A dirty ring landed at my feet as the crab carved out a place to rest.
After him! In accessus. Ira!
Every cut was meditation. It reshaped the world to Vlakith's will. Not much use anymore. A vampire. Well, at least we know where we stand.
Gustas dulcis.
I wonder what was so subversive about their words that they commanded protection. Lapis root? Sapphire? Rare to see these so far north.
Invoco te!
Ugh.
Mario!
That chest. I can feel its magic.
Caveat incantator!